The Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Jago Castro, bringing you the biggest headlines from around the world. Poland is said to be the first NATO country to fulfill Ukraine's urgent request for warplanes to defend itself against Russia. Poland said it would provide about a dozen fighter jets, the first 4 of which can be expected within the next few days. Poland was also the first country to send Ukraine Leopard 2 tanks. Poland said the jets to be handed over are in their last years of functioning, but are still in good working condition.
Firstly, literally within the next few days, we will hand over, as far as I remember, 4 aircraft to Ukraine in full working order. The rest are being prepared and serviced, and will be successively handed over.
The Pentagon releases a footage of what it said was a Russian fighter jet dumping fuel on a U.S. Air Force surveillance drone before clipping its propeller, leading to its crash in the Black Sea. Let's watch this. The video excerpt released by the Pentagon does not show events before or after the apparent fuel dumping confrontation and does not show the Russian warplane striking the drone. Russia said its fighters didn't strike the drone and claimed the unmanned aerial vehicle went down after making a sharp maneuver. Japan and South Korea have agreed to renew their ties in a historic meeting of leaders. Yoon Suk-yeol visited Japan on Thursday, the first for a South Korean president in 12 years. Yoon and Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida agreed to resume regular visits in the two countries. They also vowed to take steps to resolve a trade dispute, particularly on export controls. The two leaders also promised to increase cooperation in other areas like security and economy.
We have affirmed the importance of implementing strong security cooperation between Japan and South Korea and trilateral Japan, South Korea, United States. There is no change that the door is still open for dialogue with North Korea. The summit declared a complete normalization of the General Security of Military Information Agreement. I think the two countries should be able to share the information on North Korea's missiles and their tracks and respond accordingly.
Hours before that meeting, North Korea test launched an intercontinental ballistic missile. Japan said the missile landed outside its exclusive economic zone with no reports of damaged ships or aircraft. This is Pyongyang's first ICBM test in a month, which also comes as South Korean and U.S. troops continue their joint drills. North Korea has long argued that the military exercises are proof of their hostile policies against Pyongyang. We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now World. I'm Diego Castro. TikTok is again making global headlines amid growing security concerns raised by Western nations. The Wall Street Journal has earlier reported that the U.S. Committee on Foreign Investments is calling on TikTok's Chinese owners to sell their stakes in the social media app due to national security issues. The committee supposedly threatened a ban on the app unless Beijing-based ByteDance divests. However, TikTok dismissed the reports, saying divestment is not the solution to supposed national security concerns. TikTok also pointed out that change in ownership will not impose new restrictions on data flows and access. Also in response to the issue, China accuses the U.S. of spreading disinformation and suppressing TikTok. China's Foreign Ministry spokesperson Wang Wenbin points out that the U.S. has yet to present evidence that TikTok is a threat to their national security. Beijing believes that Washington is using the excuse of data privacy to abuse its power to suppress foreign companies. Over in the UK, TikTok has been banned from government mobile phones on security grounds, following similar moves by the US and the European Union. Cabinet Office Minister Oliver Dowden told Parliament that the ban applies with immediate effect to work phones and other devices used by government ministers and civil servants. He described the ban as a precautionary move and said it does not apply to personal phones and devices. The absence of global sensation BTS is slowing the K-pop industry and expanding its footprint in the international scene. That's according to Agence France Presse. According to an AFP report, the group's record label HYBE said making the Bangtan Boys undergo South Korean military service has hurt K-pop global growth. This as the label announced last month that second BTS member J-Hope has initiated the military enlistment process. The comment on slowing global growth comes days after HYBE suspended a controversial bid to acquire control of rival SM Entertainment. The planned takeover resulted in accusations of HYBE trying to monopolize the K-pop industry. However, the company defended the acquisition as a solution to K-pop's slowing growth. How would you like to live in your very own castle? Well, a dream Scottish castle could be yours, but fair warning, it will cost you. Again and again, Alex Morgan tells us why on Bloomberg Quick Take.
How do you fancy getting your hands on the keys to your very own castle? This is Myers Castle. It's nestled in the Kingdom of Fife. It's around 45 minutes from Edinburgh. And if you come in, you get a sense of the scale of this building. This here's the drawing room. The building overall dates back to 1530. It's on the market for £3.5 million. So for that, you get
10 ensuite bedrooms, 5 reception rooms,
your very own library, your own billiards room with a full-size billiards table,
45 acres of grounds complete with a tree allegedly planted by Mary Queen of Scots herself, and you'll also get a walled garden and your very own maze. And the castles market is more active than you might think. Around 10 Scottish castles are sold each year. Data given exclusively to Bloomberg shows the 4 most viewed properties on Savills website last year were all Scottish castles. Now, around 60% of those views came from the UK and Europe, but over 30% came from the US.
It's always surprised me that we get people looking for French chateaux and Scottish castles in the same search. With our climate, our culture being as opposite to France as it possibly could be, it seems amazing that it's the building that leads them rather than the location.
Now, with the red carpet and the paintings and all the luxury, it's probably easy to forget that castles were not built as residences. There are clues, though. These buildings were defensive fortifications designed to keep people out and not welcome them in. And there are practical considerations if you're a modern homeowner, not least those stairs I've just come down. They're tight, they're narrow, they're designed to be difficult to get up. And then, of course, there's the thought about the upkeep.
If we look at, for example, the super yacht industry, typically the upkeep of a super yacht is around 10% of the purchase price per year. Castles, similar percentages, around 10% of the purchase price per year, absolute minimum for upkeep.
But as industry insiders put it to me, these are often purchases fueled by a romanticism and not by rational calculations. They're confident this section of the market will continue to go from strength to strength, however expensive that fairy tale castle might be.
And those are the top world headlines of the hour. Join us again at 9 a.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. Coming right up is Agenda at 8 a.m. I'm Diego Castro. We are One News, all sides, all the time.